Hi everyone. How are you managing social distancing? If you are experiencing severe symptoms of cabin fever and feeling stuck in your home, or really bored, or your kids are driving you crazy or each other crazy, or you're feeling stressed out of your mind trying to prepare meal plans for your family, or you're trying to work from home while tending to your family, well, that's about you and everybody else in the world right now. Now, I just want to take a moment just to say thanks to the medical community and everybody out there that's standing on the front lines of this corona monster. All the medical staff and nurses and doctors, and really anyone who's providing a service out there who does not have the luxury to work from home. Thank you. This is truly a trying time for everyone. Now, here are some tips for all you parents out there. As stressed out as you may be with everything that's going on right now, your children are adjusting big time to all the changes of having to live a much more insulated life. Life without going to school, life without their sports and their extracurricular activities, without the socialization that they're used to. And this is a big change for them. And even if they are perhaps, if they started or are about to start online schooling, this is still a big adjustment for them, and we need to be able to comfort them as much as possible. Now, have any of your kids asked about coronavirus? Now, depending on what age they are, please use your judgment to share or to discuss how much you want to share with them about the virus. Now, sometimes we feel as parents it's our obligation to give our children a PowerPoint presentation with statistics and all, when really they may be asking the most basic of questions. For instance, maybe your kid just wants to know when they're going to go be able to have a play date with their friend again. Or maybe your child wants to understand why they have to wash their hands 100 times a day. Or maybe your child sees their dad drinking a Corona and wants to know if he has coronavirus. So please just take a note and follow their cues. If your children are very young and they don't know or they don't have the verbal ability to express themselves or their emotions, perhaps they want to draw some pictures as a way of engaging with their creativity. But if your kids are much older and they can and do want to watch the news, then that's great. Just again, follow their cues and be prepared to understand how much they're able to take in with all the information they're getting. If you keep trying to explain things to them and they keep switching the topic, or you guys are perhaps watching the news together and they ask to change the channel, that might mean that they are on information overload and they need a break. Now, the other piece is just as it's important for adults to feel as productive and resourceful human beings, it's equally important for our children to feel the same. This is why I recommend that all kids have access to a calendar where they get to see the month and day and have access to see it. Otherwise, they may feel like all the days are blending in together. It's also really important that all kids have a schedule in the sense that they know that every morning and every evening they go to bed and wake up at the same time, and that they are still brushing their teeth and brushing their hair and changing into regular clothes every day. And a schedule, but the important piece is to make sure that the schedule fits your own kids' needs. After online school is over and perhaps their virtual assignments are complete, you want to be able to account for every time and every hour thereafter, whether it's TV time, virtual playdate time, Lego time, shower time, dinner time, whatever it is. It's important that your kids have access to the schedule and get to see what's expected and what's coming for the day. Now, our kids also want to do right by us. And just as there are rules implemented in schools and expectations set forth by our teachers, they also want to feel like they're part of a team, your team. And that's why it's important to recognize that your family is a community and that everybody's working together for the benefit of each other. And that's why I always recommend, especially in times like this, where kids participate in household chores, and whether it's helping to cook or washing the dishes or helping to fold laundry or any of your other household chores, that you make them a part of it, because this will, in a sense, help your kids feel useful, helpful, and responsible. Hopefully, also, you and your partner or spouse are on the same page and get to tag team and share childcare responsibilities, and also give each other breaks when you need it. The next important tip is boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Your kids are probably testing your boundaries like crazy. And it's going to be important that we try to implement the structure and the schedule as much as possible, because your kids are going to act out in moments of restlessness, of frustration, of boredom, of fearfulness. And it's important that we speak to it and help them through it. It's also important that you try not to engage in power dynamics, as hard as that might be at times. Try not to engage with them in their own chaos, because that doesn't help anyone. And if at the end of the day you need a timeout, give yourself that time when needed. And lastly, try to not take yourself so seriously. Bring out your silly selves when you can, because I'm sure your kids are seeing a lot of anxiety and stress perhaps in the house. And it's important that your kids also see the fun part of you. And I'm sure your kids' eyes will light up when they see you giggling and engaging with them in ways that maybe they haven't been used to in a while. So maybe that means starting a dance party and being part of that, or playing board games with them, or just talking to them, or finding moments to work on project or creative projects together. Take that time, because otherwise they're so used to seeing you running around, whether to and from work, from one task to another, preoccupied on your phone, or sending emails left and right, that at the end of the day, this is the time, folks. Make it count. Spend the quality time that everyone always says they wish they had. Engage with your families, the people that you love most. Good luck.